hated eating off those bamboo.
In each of our lives, there are constants.
This little boy, remember?
For the better part of his existence, Jay Zimmer has worn the best part of his heart on his sleeve.
It's not that much of a sacrifice, what I did, really.
That nickel-plated bracelet in all the Zimmer family photos, the same band tucked under the ruffled cuff in Jay's wedding portrait, bears the name of an American serviceman held prisoner during the Vietnam War.
I heard about the bracelets in 1970.
Wanda Zimmer was 2 years out of high school when she stuffed a couple bucks in an envelope and ordered a POW MIA bracelet. 5 million of the bracelets were sold by a student group during the early 70s, each engraved with a name of one of several hundred Americans missing in action or held prisoner in Vietnam. Eventually, Wanda's bracelet landed in her jewelry box.
And he had said to me, "Can I wear it?" I said, "Sure."
And that day, Jay slipped onto his arm the name Lieutenant Colonel David Everson. And there it stayed.
It was kind of tough.
The war in Vietnam brings back many emotions for Jay, though a high draft number saved him from going. It was the boy in the house next door to Jay's who left Springville, New York, for Vietnam. And when 19-year-old John Ellis returned to Springville in a casket, the effects on his 17-year-old neighbor were profound.
You know, he passed away and I didn't have to go.
Jay thought often about his childhood neighbor as he honored Colonel Everson, mending the bracelet when it broke, all the while assuming the man on his wrist had also died in Vietnam.
Kind of like living my life so that his life was being lived too.
What Jay didn't know from his home in New York was that David Everson was alive.
July of 1965.
And living in Minnesota.
Well, that's a little overwhelming that somebody wore that for 40 years.
Shot down at the age of 35, Dave Everson spent the next 6 years at POW camps in Hanoi, subjected to solitary confinement and brutal beatings.
I never was really afraid they would kill me. I was afraid they wouldn't.
Recently, his family acquired this film of his return to the United States and the reunion with his wife and children. This is one of the good memories. Those leading up to this moment, Dave Everson has chosen to put behind him.
I try to not remember too much about it.
Minnesota greeted Everson as a returning hero. And not long after, bracelets from all over the country began arriving in the mail.
Oh, I had several pounds of bracelets at one time.
But years have passed since Dave Everson has received a call like this.
This is Dave Everson.
Mr. Everson, I'm so glad you're alive. It's been a long time coming, me trying to find you.
By the time they spoke, it was clear the bracelet had come to represent more to the man wearing it than the man whose name was engraved on it.
It's been with me when my children were born.
But on this Veterans Day, we salute both men, each of whom honored a commitment to his country.
You've been quite an inspiration.
For the KARE 11 News Extra, I'm Boyd Huppert.